Now let's begin with Saudi, the biggest headline in West Asia this week. For the first time in 13 years, a Saudi delegation visited the occupied West Bank. This included Riyadh's first non-resident ambassador to occupied Palestinian territories, Naif Al Sudairi. Regional watchers are calling the visit a big step in Israel-Saudi truce. What is this all about and how does it impact the regional dynamics? This report has all the answers.
What was unthinkable until recently might just become a reality in West Asia. And that is a new party to the Abraham Accords. None other than the custodian of Mecca shaking hands with Israel, a Jewish state. Two big visits this week hint at the pace of progress in the Israel-Saudi truce talks. Riyadh's first ever non-president envoy to occupied Palestinian territories was in West Bank for 2 days. Naif Al Sudairi travelled through an Israeli border checkpoint, met leaders of the Palestinian Authority and reiterated the kingdom's stance on the Palestinian solution.
The Crown Prince's interest in the Palestinian issue is not new, but he is keen for the region and the world to be secure and stable, because this reflects positively on the global population.
Simultaneously, Israeli tourism minister flew to Riyadh for a quick visit. This is the first time an Israeli cabinet member has publicly visited Saudi Arabia. The two visits, inconceivable for most of Israeli history, symbolize how the two countries are setting the stage for more formal relations. Since its formation, Saudi Arabia has not recognized Israel. Like most Arab states, it was in favor of ostracizing Israel until it allowed the creation of a Palestinian state. But as the saying goes, every day the clock resets. Shared fears over Iran, a mutual desire for trade and defense links, as well as an aim to diversify from US hegemony has the talks progressing. It is such that the Crown Prince could hardly stop grinning when discussing the prospect of a truce in the near future.
Every day we get closer. It seems it's for the first time a real one, serious.
The reality might sound great on paper. There is something for all parties. But the challenges are far greater than the opportunities. To broker the mega détente, the United States will have to offer a Japan-like security assurance to Saudi Arabia. Offer assistance for its nuclear program. Both proposals are opposed by almost half of the American lawmakers.
Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
As for Israel, a Saudi nuclear program and any concession to Palestinians will not be received well by the right-wing government.
Now look at what happens when we make peace between Saudi Arabia and Israel. The whole Middle East changes. We tear down the walls of enmity. We bring the possibility of prosperity and peace to this entire region.
Even when Prime Minister Netanyahu hailed his new West Asia peace plan at the UNGA, he came along with one of his infamous distorted maps that had no mention of Palestine.
And I request protocol to escort His Excellency.
Palestinian leaders that have control over roughly 40% of the scattered land put up a great show when the Saudi envoy was in town. But if reports are to be believed, the Palestinian leaders have their apprehensions. Saudi Arabia, its biggest proponent, embracing Israel will surely not be received well by them, especially when concessions made to the Palestinians are fewer than acceptable. Biden is looking at the deal as a big foreign policy win back home. But one must remember that elections are due in the United States next year, and in case Biden has to vacate the White House, the deal might also hit pause once again.